Hello everyone, so this video is going to be a little bit more organized compared to my other ones. Basically, I want to talk about hating your own art and how painful it is to hate your art but constantly feel like you have to be making it to improve at the same time. I've been drawing since I don't even know how long, but I haven't always had this issue and I'm thankful for that. If I hated my art since the beginning, then I never would have improved as much as I have now. In the beginning, I feel like it's the norm to draw like crazy, and furthermore, to be proud of it. Especially when you're young and don't have the conscience to know your art isn't great. You're just drawing. Things have since changed, and it's probably for more reasons than I can think of. One is obvious, and that I've grown and learned and seen more art in my life and have gained the knowledge of just how behind I am. The more you learn, the more you realize you have to learn. Anatomy, backgrounds, different mediums, value, color, composition, and much more. Personally, I also have the issue of comfort zone, which I feel like is so hard to break and is minimizing my chances to improve. And it's all mental and it's all my fault. If you look at it, all my art, you will realize I almost never draw two characters interacting. Also, that I never do comics or things that aren't solely reliant on mood. Comics require characters interacting and require the ability to tell the story and paneling. I also rely heavily on mood for my art because I have a hard time thinking of details in my brain. So I just draw based on vibes alone without much of a plan. I know, it's horrible. These are the things I'm terrible at, and I feel so lost and dumb that I've just accepted that as a fact. I don't even know where to start, so I give up before then because it's too hard. That's what I mean by comfort zone. The comfort zone has been built up so much that escaping it is a huge challenge. Some people see the challenge and they are motivated, but truthfully, I am just so emotional that it just makes me feel terrible about myself. To continue making art while you're so emotional about how much you hate your art is so painful. And I haven't seen anyone really talk about it, so I also feel really alone on this. Maybe there's some popular video or discussion on this somewhere, but I haven't found it, and I feel really alone on this again. Not only that, but I also feel alone while making art. Art is such a lonely hobby. Of course, it doesn't have to be. You can draw or paint with others if you have friends or a group to draw with. I used to have that when I was in paint club at my university. Although also when I was younger and excited and didn't hate my art, I was fine about being alone because I had all my passion to keep me company. But now I realize when I ask myself why I draw, my answer is for the human connection. That's why when I get likes and views, I feel so glad. Like my art and hatred of my art and drawing through it actually amounts to something. Like maybe people like my art. Maybe it's worth the struggling. This connection between views or likes and personal satisfaction is so bad. No attention to my art on social media makes me feel like my art sucks even more. Even worse, when my art does get attention, I get the feeling that that piece of art, whatever it is amazing, which isn't exactly true. Bad art goes viral all the time. And if something of mine goes viral, that just adds to my comfort zone issue. I'll feel like I'm doing something right when I'm probably not. My goal shouldn't be likes and views. It should be improving as an artist to where these likes and views just buff my already great art, not make or break it and decide if my art is good or not. The thing is, I'm doing my best with what I have, but I'm just not consistent enough to succeed. With making videos and posts and making art and everything. I feel so bad about my art that it's hard to be consistent. If I actually enjoyed making art, then maybe I could be doing it more. When I draw, I just have a constant fear and hatred for what I'm doing. If I'm strengthening my comfort zone issue with what I'm drawing, if I'm improving with what I'm drawing, if my drawing will get attention online, if it's good enough, these are all questions I ask myself and always am thinking about when I'm drawing. To constantly be doing something that makes you feel terrible about yourself and doubting your ability just sucks. Another thing that sucks, and maybe it's a little selfish or self-centered or doesn't make sense with what I've been saying before, but it's the fact that even when I speak out about this self-hatred in art, the response I always get is, "But your art is so amazing." And while it's nice for the person to say that, it doesn't make me feel better at all. I just have such a deep feeling that I'm a failure when it comes to art, that comment or reaction just doesn't mean much to me. Even if you think I'm good, I don't think I'm good enough, and I don't think I'll ever be good enough, unfortunately, especially if I continue how I'm doing. So I draw for compliments on my art, but when I'm told it's good, it doesn't affect me. Do you see how empty this cycle is? I draw for a purpose which doesn't even give satisfaction, and the act of drawing just makes me feel worse. Just like I've discussed before about my childhood, perfection is the standard. So being flawed is just painful, and it shows me how terrible I am and lose all confidence. This idea that this has to be perfect again adds to the comfort zone issue. I don't want to draw anything I won't immediately be good at, but that's the only way to improve. I know that. I just want to know, has anyone else been there? Like, I feel so alone on this, and people telling me my art doesn't suck and I shouldn't feel this way just makes me feel worse, and it's invalidating, truthfully. But I understand they just want to help, and I mean, what are they gonna do? Like, agree that my art sucks? That would make me feel worse, even though I would think it's a bit more truthful, but maybe it's not more truthful. I don't know. My art is good and my art is bad. Both are truthful. Even I can agree that I'm good at some things with art, but it's also so easy to focus on the bad. Another thing I've been told is that I'm too much out of my comfort zone in a way. As you guys might know, I'm always using new art mediums, not just doing digital art, but also traditional mediums. On top of that, even when I do focus on one medium, let's say digital, I don't study well enough on one aspect for long enough. So a lot of my art successes rely on luck, that I drew something correctly. Maybe I think I'm improving by doing many different things or angles all the time, but the reality is if I just draw something new once, I won't learn it, or I wouldn't have studied it properly in order to replicate it in the future. Honestly, this whole thing is a mess, and I don't have any positive method of concluding. And I'm sorry, it's more of a rant than anything, and maybe I could help others looking for "I hate my art" content. I just want to be better. I really want to be a better artist and be able to draw whatever I want, and for no one to be able to question my ability, even myself. I want to draw and be happy while I draw again. To be able to spend hours coming up with new and interesting and unique concepts to draw. To draw comics and have fresh ideas to bring to the world. That's really a dream. I'll do my best. I know my flaws. They aren't foreign to me. Like, I know them better than anyone else. And it's just hard for me to explain them. So I'm glad I could explain them in this video. It helps me to get my thoughts out. I typed this all out, but now I'm just freestyling now. But yeah, just to have the courage to challenge these flaws is a whole other thing. It's just not right, dude. I hate my art, and that's all I do. It's my only hobby. It's just so sad when you feel like you suck at the only thing you're supposed to be good at. The only thing that people know you for, you know? So yeah, that's my art rant. Thank you guys for watching, and maybe I'll make some update or something one day about how I finally succeeded, and I know what I'm doing wrong and something like this. But for now, I just feel terrible about my art. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys have any similar feelings. It would really help me a lot. Okay, guys, goodbye.